Welcome to this short video on parallel processing in OIC. So what is actual parallel processing? Or the parallel action. To process tasks allows us to process tasks in parallel to improve integration performance and response time. So the path of the integration can be split into multiple branches, up to 5 branches, and these branches are processed in parallel. Of course, typical use cases, for example here, an order processing integration containing individual tasks for checking inventory, customer credit, legal constraints, etc. These tasks from a business perspective can be processed in parallel, and now with OIC parallel action, you can do that. So without further ado, let's look at a simple example. Here, we're going to be synchronizing accounts between Salesforce and NetSuite. And we're going to do that with an integration here. And this integration has the Salesforce to NetSuite basic flow here implemented. And then we're going to have parallel checks here. So these parallel checks here, this is where we're going to actually check if the account is okay from a legal perspective and also from a financial perspective. So we have the basic flow here saying if the account is valid, what we're going to do, etc., etc. So let's just go in here and add the parallel flow. So here we are, and you can see here is parallel. Drag and drop this across here. And within this parallel flow, naturally enough, I can, here we go, parallel CHECKS, parallel checks. Got the name there. And you can see here out of the box, I've got 2 branches. I can create more branches by clicking on the add here, and I can create up to 5 branches. So now what we're going to do within this branch, here we'll call another integration, which will do the actual legal check. So I just go into this branch here, and we'll say local legal check. Continue, and you will see down here, there's our legal check. I've checked that guy, and I say simply continue, and that has been created for me. I go into the other branch here, and of course, I've got another integration which does the actual financial check. Here it is here, the finance check, continue. And that too is finished. Now, of course, I can go in at the branch here, edit it, give it a more useful name. Into this guy as well, give it a more meaningful name. Now, the mapping is very simple. The incoming payload has the base account details. So I just map these across here. Account name goes to account name, billing street, city, postal code, and the billing country. Validate that, and out I go. Into the counterpart here. Exact same thing, except I've got an extra field here for the actual finance check where the annual revenue is actually validated. Now, that's that done. Again, click validate, and out we go. Now this integration is complete. We see it's still a draft mode here. Okay, let's check, do we have a tracking variables set? We do have a tracking variable set. Let's see what we have down below. It's on this route here. Okay, so here we're doing 2 separate checks, or 2 separate integration invokes. These integration invokes will return a status, either approved or rejected. So in this switch afterwards, we're going to actually check on those values. So you can see here that the variables from this parallel branch, they are available afterwards when we have the join. In other words, to interrogate what was actually returned here. So I'll get rid of those guys there. And you see here, here's the response here. So I'm saying here, this is valid account. So it's going to be status. So here we go. Status equal to approved. So I'll just type approved, status equal to approved. And we'll add another condition because we want the status from the legal check also to be approved. Bring that across, equal to, and again, we hard code the value here, equal to approved. So I'll just save that. So now we can see here, everything is okay. And based here, of course, we're saying, okay, I'll return approved, or in this case, if it's not a valid account, return rejected. We see it's configured here. We click on this guy here, and then we have our friend here. We can go in and activate. Click on debug. And run. Now let's look at the payload here. This will return an invalid response from the finance check because we don't want any customers with zero revenue. So let's put in some value here. And you see here the status is approved. Now, one of the nice features, of course, within this project from OIC is we can go into the observe here, nice rendering of what was actually happening here. And you can see that these guys have been called. And you can see here, you can go immediately to the child instances. Now, in this case, it doesn't, it's not that much of a value add because the child instances are exactly here. But you could well imagine when you've got hundreds of thousands of executed flows here, this is very, very useful. So now we have this functionality here. It's working. Now let's put it into our Salesforce thing. So let's just have a quick look at how I actually did this. So here is the working example. And you see here, I get the accounts from Salesforce. Now I'm using Sockwell, which is Salesforce Object Query Language, to retrieve the data for new accounts. And you can see down here, I'm actually going in here and I'm invoking this local account checks. So this is the actual integration that I just tested there. And you can see if the checks are successful, if both of these checks have returned approved, then we are going to create that customer in NetSuite. Okay, so we have that guy up and running now. So let's go in and create a customer in Salesforce. So, sorry, an account in Salesforce, I should say. We'll call this Kumsky Food Supplies. We put in a billing address here, which is very good. We put in a country here. We put as Ireland, Ireland. And you see here, very, very simple. I click on save. This new account has been created. So now let's go into OIC. As you see, this integration here is going to run on a regular basis. And the Sockwell has a query there, give me all of the new accounts since the last run. So that's how this actually works here. So we can just go in and check run here. And let's go. Click on the activity stream here. And now we can see we're in here. Seems progressing well. And getting the new accounts. We've got the new account. Should be in there, yes. You can see we've got 2 iterations, 2 new accounts there, and this has succeeded. And we can see here for each new account, what does it actually do? It actually goes in and it creates that customer in NetSuite. And then you can see here, let's have a look at the response from NetSuite. Good. And we can see here, here's the new internal ID of that NetSuite customer. So you can see the status, success, success, and so on. So let's go into NetSuite. Let's have a look for this. And here's our new customer here, Neil Kumsky Food Supplies. And with that, we've seen, or that is, here we go. There's our address, everything there. So now we have those two synchronized. So with that, that is the end of this simple demo here. And as I say, the parallel processing action that we've used there, it makes it, of course, easier to model these requirements. And again, at runtime, you're getting the improved performance through it. Thank you very much.